We've looked at the market. We've looked at everybody today that's paying for those types of services, and we've beat them with essentially the aggressive pay plan that we have. By paying more, we're expecting more. Who's the perfect LO and who can really engage with the company and be extremely successful? Hi, I'm Jason Spooner, CEO for SurePath Lending, and we're back with Shelly Amason, who is the CEO and founder of RightStaff. And this week's topic, we're going to talk about loan officer compensation.
See, I think that's super exciting because when I'm talking to these people, they're talking about money. What is in it for me is kind of the feedback I get. And so if you can expand on that on all levels for the rainmaker versus the candidate that maybe needs some lead support versus a combo, I think that'd be perfect.
Yeah, no, it makes sense. So we get the exact same thing all of the time. So outside of leadership culture, it's money. So we've got 3 tiers that we developed. So as you said, your kind of tier 1 or your strategic alliance are for those loan officers that want some leads. They don't necessarily come to the table with their own resources and their own contacts yet. Mm-hmm. So they're looking for the company to assist and to provide them with that. So from the strategic alliance side, what we've done is developed specific relationships with large brokerages, so large agents. So we've got roughly 300 agents that we've engaged with, which is basically a captive, right? So we've got loan officers that are on the phones constantly with the agents. They're assisting them, whether it's the buy or the sell side. They're in the office of the brokerages as well. They can do this from their home. They're not required to come into the office, but they spend a lot of time basically with those captive agencies. They're not out on the street beating down doors, trying to get business, right? That's so huge. We have the relationship with the company. We bring in those agents that have that service mindset, for communication, and they service these agents. So that's the beginning tier. The second tier that we have is your traditional self-sourced loan officer, right? Mm-hmm. So they come in, they bring to the table their own relationships, their own engagements, and they come in and they essentially just use SurePath Lending to, to fund their loans.
Right.
Right. Traditional, it's really, everybody knows what that is. And the third tier of that is those loan officers that want to run their own P&L, right? So they've got a branch or a larger branch and they want to be kind of a standalone net branch. They utilize all of our services. They're paid a higher level of compensation. They've got to pay some back to the company based on what they're touching and what they need. Mm-hmm. And those really are the 3 different layers that we offer. Big difference for us is the strategic engagements that we have out there today, mm-hmm. And essentially the aggressive pay plan that we have. We've looked at the market. We've looked at everybody today that's paying for those types of services, and we've beat them. So by paying more, we're expecting more, right? Which you had, and we hit in last week's podcast, which was who's the perfect LO and who can really engage with the company and be extremely successul, right? They all want money. Everybody wants money, but at the same time, you have to give that level of service or you're just not going to last in the company. So for those folks that want the higher level and that can, walk within those lines to make sure that we engage with all agents and the consumer, mm-hmm. That it's a place you can prosper.
That's awesome.
I think for us, what we've done is, based on our culture, based on the service mindset, based on what we bring to the table, mm-hmm. and in next week's discussion, we're going to go over back office functions and IT. And how we can ensure that all of this stuff is going to happen. We've priced out each one of these tiers at a higher price in the market based on what anyone else is doing. So again, I'm looking for the loan officer that's going to come in, make an immediate impact, jive with the culture that, we've explained,
right,
and have a service-first communication mindset.
Okay, so I have just one question.
Sure.
Because what happens when the loan officer, like they're attracted to your model, right? Because mm-hmm. you're providing leads and it's exciting because they're surrounded by these real estate agents, but they're still self-sourcing their own loans. What does the comp look like there?
That's a great question. So, we've got that today and it's something we want to see, right? Mm-hmm. So you've got loan officers that come in that generally, either don't want to go out and knock on doors, or
Right.
they're new to the industry and don't have those contacts yet, which we're providing for them. What we want to see is that natural progression to the next state, which is over time, the expectation is that loan officer is going to build relationships, whether it's through family or friends, community, churches,
Sure.
wherever, where they're going to run into folks that they're going to be able to start self-sourcing their own business. So you can really have a hybrid of that, which we see probably in 50% of the time here. So as these individuals are going through the captive and going through our brokerages, they're also starting to fund 1-2 loans a month based on real estate agencies and brokerages that we don't have contact with today. It's exactly what we want because it builds the loan officer and it also builds the company.
So they're getting paid at the higher comp
Correct.
with those self-sourced
So it's a
loans.
mix. So anything coming through the strategic alliance, they'll
Okay.
get paid on the comp through us, and anything they bring in on self-source, they get the higher comp on. So
Okay.
they're going to get a blend
Okay.
based on what they bring in.
Yeah, because that's super attractive.
No, I mean, it's an edict here. You eat what you kill, right?
Mhm.
So
Right.
you want to go out and kill 10, you're going to eat, and you're going
Okay.
to eat at higher levels when you bring that in.
Right.
And we believe in that. And it's something that all of us as owners talked about before, which is we're not going to sit here and gouge people in the business. This is what we want to build. This is what we want to bring to the community and to the table, to the industry.
Mm-hmm.
And anyone that does business with us is going to be able to, I think, get higher compensation, get higher commissions in the industry.
That's awesome. That's a big selling point.
Anything I've missed? Did we hit on it? Am I missing something
I
as a
think from a
company? or-
compensation perspective, I think you've hit it all. I think from a hiring perspective, looking for people with that growth mindset, the right attitude, and the values that align with your leadership team are really important because people want to surround themselves with like-minded individuals and bring themselves up to that higher level. And I think that's something that you guys offer that other companies don't. So I think that's pretty exciting.
Cool. Thank you.
Mhm.
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Thank you again, everybody. If you like what you hear, please subscribe or follow us on social media. And until next week, thank you again. We'll see you soon.